early 90s, Japan unleashed a weapon that would echo across generations, a machine born from rebellion, precision, pure rotary madness. The Mazda RX-7, lightweight, low slung, and unlike anything else on the road. Its heart? The 13B, a rotary symphony now reborn with a single turbo, roaring to life, 500 horsepower to the wheels. What started as a driver car has become a cult icon. The owner has been driving this car since he was 17 years old and has competed in multiple time attack events with it. And no matter the dollar amount offered, would never sell it. Today, we don't just film a car, we document a legacy. This is the RX-7 reimagined. This is Armen, and this is his 93 RX-7. I know it's not stock. Why don't we pop the hood and you can tell me what the power plant was and what it is now.
Of course. So this is a 2-rotor, which is what the car came with, 13B RAW. It's ported, which is similar to having like a mild cam in the rotary world. So it's mildly built, studded to prevent the motor from flexing when you make more power. Single turbo conversion. The stock ones came with a sequential twin turbo, which is very complicated. Makes sense to convert because you get the response and you get more simplicity, reliability, and power. So we converted to a Borg-Warner 8474 single turbo. V-mount cooling, pretty straightforward, basic build. Pump gas, water meth injection, about 20 pounds of boost.
Oh, nice. Really nice. So that keeps it running nice and cool, doesn't it?
Keeps it cool, keeps it reliable as much as you can.
Yeah, and helps you with the boost.
Helps with the boost. You can raise it up safely. And of course, you know, it does kind of clean up the internals to prevent carbon buildup.
So what did the original car make horsepower and what do you make now?
Originally, this car made 255 crank horsepower. Now we're at about 500 wheel horsepower. Double crank horsepower from stock.
And is it original transmission with the car?
So I just swapped to a CDOA, which is a 350Z late model. Still in the early stages of testing it, but from what I understand, they hold about 1,000 horsepower and they can rev to 9,000 and shift easily. So it makes sense for this application.
And what does this car rev to?
About 8. The rotors can rev high, but with the turbo, you run out of steam with the turbo.
Sure.
So there's no point of revving.
So you're probably
higher.
making your max power 7 grand,
7 grand and 7,500, you should consider shifting. And if you want to hear more, you can go to 8.
Yeah, right. I get it, yep. Speaking of hearing it, it's got the sound that it does, but it's quiet. It's not brutal loud.
It opens up. When the wastegate opens, this is an internal wastegate, but still when it opens, it screams.
Yeah.
But I have gotten a little older.
Yeah.
And rotaries, even when they're turbo, they're very loud.
Yeah, they are.
So I definitely put some effort with a big midsection muffler and a resonator and the catback. Try to make it quiet, at least when you're cruising, but you get the noise when you're opening it up.
Yeah, I'm guessing obviously you've done all kinds of suspension upgrades on the car as well.
Definitely. I've gone through a few phases, but landed with the GRZ system right here. This is the GRZ Series 11. I really try to make this car focus from the handling. You know, this car is a great handling car. With modern things like coilovers, bushings, I think it handles like a new car almost, like a new sports car. Some new Delrin bushings offset for more camber and caster. Mild chassis stiffening. I got some fender braces and underbody braces, makes a little difference, but between that and bigger tires, I'm very happy with the way the car handles. It's enjoyable.
Boy, I tell you, as soon as I walk over here and look and see AP Racing, I know you're about business.
AP Racing big brake kit.
Right.
So the AP is nice because you have huge pad selection, high quality. And then the problem was finding something for the rear that would match the bias that I just added to the front. So there is a kit made by Sakibom. It just makes the rear bigger with the stock caliper. It moves the caliper out, so you get more torque when it clamps down.
Okay.
This is kind of a band-aid for now until something is developed, whether it's with AP or another big caliper. So I'm running actually a more aggressive pad in the rear than the front to try to get the brake bias to be in the sweet spot.
What's your wheel tire setup in sizes?
So these are my street wheels, but they're 18 by 10, running about 285 square. So I want to keep it a square setup on this car.
What's this brand of wheel? I always forget the...
This is Advent GT. It's a forged kind of racing line from Japan, trying to keep the Japanese theme here.
Of course.
They're light, they don't bend easily.
This isn't all stock body, is it?
This is all stock body in the rear. This is a stock later model wing. OEM side skirt, OEM mud flap, if you want to call that a mud flap. Nothing is flared in the back. But the front, I did change a few things. The front fender is a OEM-like fender, but it's 15 millimeters wider. I want to keep the stock lines, but I want to fit the square setup that I mentioned earlier without doing drastic work. So these are carbon fiber, fiberglass mixed, wider OEM style fenders. And as you can see, with the camber, I still have room to go in the front.
Yeah, definitely.
And this bumper is, again, we call it the 99 spec bumper. It's the later model RX-7 that we didn't get here. Front bumper, which has bigger openings, better for air and cooling, and I just think it looks more modern. I love the daytime lights on it, and it just makes sense with the car.
So those are your daytime running lights, and then night, you flip.
Yeah.
The spoiler that's on your splitter, call it, that's part of this bumper kit?
Yes, factory.
Yeah. What about the hood?
Hood is not factory. So this, so this is a replica Ari Mia, which is like the dine-in or I don't know, AC Schnitzer of the BMW world hood. It's purely functional for me. Aesthetics aside, you can like it or not, but you need some evacuation of air given you have one hole in the front. And this thing gets hot, you know, so there's the intercoolers.
The rotary and the turbo.
Rotary, the intercooler's right here, so you have this negative draw to kind of pull air out. It looks okay. I'm okay with it.
I think it looks great, actually. I mean, your car looks refined race car, call it, right? It still does look like a street car. When you said Time Attack, I was like, this definitely doesn't look like a Time Attack with the 40-foot splitter out front, and the gigantic wing. And it's very class done, but you can tell you're a performance-based guy.
The idea I had for this was like a GT3 RS version of the RX-7, you know? A little wider, more cooling, a little more aero. Now, for Time Attacks, I do put a splitter on. I have that I remove and a GT wing, call it like the track package, I guess.
Got it.
It's still something that I want it to be just like this like streetable sports car that's kind of, you know, intense. You don't drive it every day, but when you do drive it, you get that experience.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna sit inside if you don't mind.
And those are factory Recaros from the later model RX-7.
No shit.
These came in the 96 Plus RZ or Spirit R if you have the red ones, RX-7s. The steering wheel is of course aftermarket.
Yeah.
Shifter is aftermarket, but everything else is pretty much factory.
I
have some gauges and some dials.
So are these gauges all?
That's all stock.
It is.
Yeah. On the top, we got some modern things: boost gauge, a Haltech gauge, and in the middle, I deleted my radio and AC, which was something now I kind of feel the burn, you know. But you got this like touchscreen thing with the Haltech. You could toggle through. You can do, you know, peak boost frames. You can kind of see EGTs and all that cool stuff.
And you can change stuff on the fly here?
You could.
You don't
I'm
have
not
to
set
hook
up for it.
Okay.
But you could. I just haven't put those wires in
Okay,
yet,
so for now, if you want to change boost, you got to hook a computer
well, actually, I have you see that dial on the right? That's boost control.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's rad. How many different settings do you have?
It's 12, but to be honest, the 6 are the most important. So 0 to 6 is what I really use. 0 being basically 14 PSI wastegate, and then 6 being about 23 PSI, kind of like kill mode.
I love this shifter. This is nice, man. Is it a notchy one?
It is a notchy one.
Yeah, it is.
It's a click. It's almost like a bolt action rifle feel, which I enjoy.
Yeah, yeah. And I know Kyle loves grabbing big sticks. You know? Hey, man, come on. Is the plate over here the dead pedal setting? Is that an add-on for your passenger?
It's an add-on. They copied it from, again, always going to later model RX-7 Japan. They had it on this side, but there's a company now that mirrored it for that side. It's aftermarket, copying the original.
Well, your pedal setup's nice too, easy to blip.
Very easy, very easy. It's cool because Mazda thought of that. If you look on the gas pedal, there's a little notch on it, a little lip on it for the heel and toe.
Dude,
so
that's so nicely set for the lazy heel toe like that, you know? Is that stock pedal?
All stock.
No, wow. God dang, you're kind of selling me on an RX-7 right now.
Let's get you in one.
And love this. I mean, Sparco's one of those companies personally. I see that name and I know we're good. It's quality. Definitely. From the seats to the harnesses, always their steering wheels are great. This is bitching, dude. Let's take it out for a drive and go see what it's about. Right before we go for a drive, guys, just want to mention, we do have merch at atlamerch.com, constantly throwing in new stuff. Our podcast is live, not only on YouTube, but on Spotify and Apple. Just look for Autotopia LA Podcast. Let's go let it rip. car just right away, I'm like, wow, this is so bitchin'. So part of what I feel the super responsiveness, is that because of the way you have your camber set on it?
Yeah, it's partly because of my alignment. I'm zero toe, front and rear, but I have a lot of camber, about 3.5 degree camber. And also just the 285 square tires in the front.
Yep. Dude, your car, right, I'm like, you know, I've only been in a couple of RX-7s, never a stock one. I've always kind of had a thing, like thinking this is a car I might have to have someday.
I think it's a cool, like, weird car to add to a collection that, I don't know, I'm biased obviously, but
this is one of the JDM body styles to me that never dates itself.
That's one thing, yeah.
This car, the Mark IV Supra, the R34 Skyline, the NSX, they've aged so gracefully, you know? I mean, this car looks relevant today.
And I agree, that lineup is gonna be timeless.
They are, all of them are. Oh, so I got into Boost a little bit.
Yeah, go for it. I think you'll appreciate that for being such a big turbo, it's super responsive.
I can tell it is. Brother, nice car. Thank you so much, Armen, for letting me drive your car.
Of course.
You've had this car since you're 17 years old?
I was 17 years old when I found this car.
Bone stock.
Bone stock, low mileage. It was a pilot in Texas. He had a hangar full of small airplanes and one car. And this is the car, and he was selling his lot. I picked it up for 14 grand in high school. My dad helped me get a loan, and I was I've never been that excited picking up a car in my life. I was very, very dope.
I'll bet, man.
Yeah, it's been a part of my life, so all my friends know me as RX-7 Armen, you know?
Yeah,
And still on their phones it says that. I can never let go of this car, probably just because now it's become such a historic, nostalgic, memory-filled car. I learned to wrench on cars because of this.
Did you do a lot of the work yourself on this car?
I did a lot of the major work myself. I didn't rebuild the engine, but I pulled the engine out the first time.
You did?
I don't weld, I don't do much fab work,
Sure.
but I've definitely done a lot of the work. I did my first clutch job on a car in my parents' garage in high school. And then I told myself, I never will do it again, but I learned how to do it. But no, this car taught me how to work on cars.
Sure.
It taught me how to drive cars in a way,
Sure.
at least in the spirited sense. I went to my first track day, I think 3 months after I bought this thing.
How cool.
And this is a car that, if you drive it well, it really rewards you.
Yeah.
But if you drive it wrong, it bites you a little bit. It's special to me, this car.
Yeah, dude, I get it. And although it's stiff, it's I mean, look, we're driving down shit LA roads. It's really not awful at all.
The GRZs, any good coilover really does that. And I did make it a little bit softer for us today, but it's still stiff. But yeah, it doesn't bounce around on the bumps.
No.
It's not jarring.
Nah, this is neat, man. This is a neat car. Boy, the responsiveness, you're not kidding, bro. I mean, you know how mild I'm being. I'm at 4,500. I mean, just teeny lag and go.
Yeah.
So when you're 5 grand and above, it's probably just
the
ballistic.
transient response is it's nice. It feels NA above that.
I never asked you the weight. Do you know what the car weighs in at?
About 2650.
Jeez,
half tank of gas, low gas.
Wow.
No AC, some titanium exhaust stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty light. You feel every horsepower because it's a smaller, lighter car, you know?
It's so crazy though how comfortable, like you can sit in here and drive this car all day. No, I'm sure you have many times.
If it had AC, this could be a reasonably comfortable car.
Yeah.
These seats, for being fixed back buckets, I think are amazingly comfortable.
These are fixed backs?
These are fixed back, yeah. they're not the most supportive buckets, but it's good enough for my track days. You know,
No, these are
some
great.
compromise, and it's comfortable.
So what's that? Because I was staying flat on it. Is that?
Sometimes I try
Did
to
I need to just get in it more?
Yeah, you have to get in on it more, maybe.
Got it. So it doesn't like the way I'm
Sometimes,
driving it.
Try it again.
Yeah.
it's okay.
So I was just driving it like a bitch, like I always do.
When you do half throttle and it gets a little jerky, then your foot,
And then your foot adds to it.
it could be the tune also.
Sure. Fuck yeah. Look, the car pulls good, dude.
Yeah, she cuts through gears. It's fun.
It's interesting because it doesn't feel.
Overpowered.
No, it doesn't.
No,
It feels very balanced,
Yeah.
which is interesting given that you're. What'd you say you are? 505 at the tire.
About 500 at the tire.
So 5 tire, 2650 pounds. I'm surprised that it feels balanced because it's
Yeah.
in my head. It sounds like it's overpowered for the weight.
Yeah. It's a crescendo, like it's like the noise kind of is this increasing scream.
And it's there's such a unique tone
Yeah.
to these rotary motors.
love
It's
it.
such a unique tone that the rotaries make.
Yeah.
It's such its own thing, man. That guy's like, yeah, I don't want this guy playing with me at all.
Yeah, it's different. That's the theme of this car. It's like it's different, it's balanced.
Very much so.
I'm sure you've had much faster cars and whatnot, but this is like that's the theme of this car,
This
I guess.
is perfection to me.
That was way too close. Why'd you make me stand here, bro?
You
Oh my
asked us to
God.
do it.
God dang, dude.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Hell yeah, bro. Wow. On the turn? Oh my god. Ah, no way. Oh my god. You know this car really well.
I know this car very
Yeah.
well. I got you.
In my position, I'm like, no way, there's a turn, there's a turn, there's a turn. Oh my god, and the brakes too.
Yeah.
I love the way the power comes on.
Yeah.
Single turbo is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's instant, like
Oh, the flutter. Dude, this thing makes all the right sounds. Wow. Whoa! Wow, dude. Fuck yeah. This is so sick.
That, in my opinion, is a perfectly balanced car. It weighs 2,650 pounds, makes over 500 horsepower at the tire. It rips, it grips, and it looks badass doing it. Absolutely love this car, and you guys know me, man. I get excited about the ones that kick ass. This one definitely does. I'm stoked Armen brought this over here, and I love the history of the car. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Massive thanks for hanging out and watching what we do. Remember atlamerch.com if you want any of the stuff we wear on the channel. And the podcast is live. Go check it out when you get a chance. Autotopia LA podcast. Thanks, man. Later.